See, emergency episode.
Oh my gosh. We already doing a Tubi Tuesday. Episode. This is a second Tubi Tuesday on
emergency
episode. Emergency. We had we were rushed in. We were called in on our days off.
Oh my goodness. I was in the middle of meetings. I had to watch this. I'm like, what is this movie?
I barely woke up and Marcus texted me and said, watch the first 8 minutes.
Marcus texted me this morning.
I said, I'm sorry. What was my text? I said, I'm sorry.
Morning.
You said
this
Josh,
morning. You were
this
like,
was before 8 this morning.
Josh.
That was after. That was after
seconds.
That was after I had already been texting Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said, yeah, man, it was just bad.
I was barely awake. I had only been up for like 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, let me see what this is about. And I was like, oh my God.
we have a long thread of text. We talked about this.
We talked this for
we
a
went
while.
to the entire movie.
Yeah.
This is
I'm saying, even me and Jason's text is so long.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, I watched the first 8 minutes and I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this because you turned it off, Mark. After that first 8 minutes,
I had already turned it off by the time I told Jason about it. I don't even know why I
kept going. I said, no, I texted
no, your word. You said
minutes,
challenge accepted. that was your
That's the exact quote.
Yep.
Because you were just like, Mark was like, hey, just watch the first 8 minutes, then cut it off. And he was like, challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was like, you're not gonna be able to make it past the 8 minute mark.
Yeah.
Because I kept going because I finished it before y'all did. That's why I was able to warn
That's
y'all.
right.
I was able to warn y'all about certain things that came up later.
Oh,
like, hey, wait a minute, y'all. If y'all don't like that first 8 minutes.
It gets when you think this movie is going to get worse, it absolutely gets worse. And then you think, oh yeah, that's the worst thing you're going to get. But no,
it gets worse.
And then the movie says, hold my beer, hold my reefer, hold my cocaine. Hold it all.
Oh man.
Hold everything.
This movie is so popular right now. It is trending on the Tubi Facebook group.
This movie is probably known as the worst Tubi movie ever made. That's how bad
it's
pretty bad.
It is, what's the word? Not provocative is the word, but it's like it's the type of trash type movie that you just love to talk about.
It's a train wreck. It's a train wreck.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I do feel like they were trying to make the worst thing possible.
The most sensationally worst, just the worst situation for any character that you could put a character in.
There's posts about this movie that's telling people to not watch this movie.
Yeah, I might read some while we're talking about this.
Because Tori was like, well, do I need to watch? I said, no.
Oh.
I told Andy the same thing. I said, I'm going to tell you what happens because you're not watching this movie. Mm-hmm. I'm probably not going to ever watch this movie again. I'm a little tempted.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad that I'm like, I kind of want to. I ain't going to sit through the whole thing again, but it's just like.
Somebody said,
it's just bad.
I'm just going to say this. Somebody said, all this talk about sloppy seconds makes me want to get a dog.
Oh, I saw that post too. You'll know what we're talking about later. You'll know what we're talking about later.
Oh my goodness. So at random points, I'm going to randomly read a random post because it's that funny. But yeah.
So we have said on the podcast that Ooga Booga is the worst movie we've ever reviewed. Period. Yeah. Like the 100% like trash fire, I think Marcus said back then.
Yeah.
I would say Sloppy Seconds is a very strong second.
Sloppy second.
It's a sloppy second. It's competing with the worst, but it's like you can't beat Ooga Booga. But this movie was like, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
This movie right here, damn sure tried.
Yeah. Yes. So it must have just dropped in.
Yeah, it did.
Maybe
it must have just dropped like maybe a few days ago because it's been people been talking about it for days.
Yep.
So it's not even on IMDb right now either.
Wow.
So
it shouldn't be.
He said it shouldn't be.
So
It's,
yeah, fair warning. If
there's
you have not seen this movie,
fair warning.
IMBD in this case means I'll motherfucking be damn if I watch this movie again.
Oh, goodness.
if you're the kind of person who can't handle bad movies or like characters who are like terrible characters or
Like
stuff like
frustratingly
that,
terrible characters or bad decision makers.
yeah,
This
or
is
just
not the movie for you.
or
at
if you just
all.
have a stomach that you can't handle certain things.
Yeah,
If
Josh
certain
said he
Tubi
almost
movies-
vomited in the movie watching it.
and I have a strong stomach. I have a strong
He
stomach.
literally texted and said, minute 46.
Josh does not. You do not have a strong stomach.
I do. I don't nothing. I mean, like, you know, when it comes to like,
He don't like eye stuff. He don't like
I
foot
don't-
stuff,
but
fingernail
that doesn't
stuff.
make me want to throw up. It's just gross. It just
Wow. Okay. All right. You just gonna look at your notes and walk through this thing? So
yeah, you haven't read my notes. I
I'm looking
was
now,
as
yeah.
polite as I could. With my
we're
notes.
polite.
Oh man,
So-
please, we gotta read these notes.
We're not even gonna look at the movie. We're just gonna look at the notes.
That's why I took all the notes. I was like, I know we cannot
Did
sit
you
through
sit
that
down
again.
and watch the movie again to do all these notes?
No,
he just
I just
remembers.
remembered.
Okay.
I was scarred.
Scarred in your memory. Oh
So-
my goodness.
And plus, I had to write it down immediately before I forget.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
we all watched it today, so it hadn't even been
Yeah,
24
so it's
hours yet
fresh.
since-
Right, right. It's
Yes,
not
fresh
even 12 hours
trash
ago.
juice.
I mean, yeah, if you want to know our
Brain.
rating already, you know, spoiler
Man.
alert, it's trash all the way
Man.
around for us.
Man,
There's
man.
no do-over for this shit.
How can you do this movie over?
By burning it.
What you do? Right. That's the only way to redo this.
Oh my
Burn it.
goodness.
You got to
Man.
pull a Deadpool on this one.
Yeah, it's impossible. It is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So sloppy seconds.
Talk about it.
So we meet Keisha.
Keisha meets
Keisha, the main character.
Rico, who charms her with his excellent game.
Yo, Keisha walked in the club and Rico, this dude, he's just some dude. in
Some
the
dude.
club.
Just some dude.
And he
in the club. That's
turned
the first
around.
scene.
He turned around. He like, damn, bitch, you thick as fuck.
That's the first line
That's
he
the
says.
first thing he says to her. And then
Yep.
she's like, "Oh, for real?" And like that line worked on her.
But she was like, she said
Was she
something.
ever apprehensive?
Well, she was just like looking at him like he crazy for a second. That was a second, because then he was like, "What, you dumb?
You deaf?
You deaf?" You know, that's what.
And then her friend come over there, and then she like, "Oh, this my friend." You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, why you wasting your time talking to him?
right,
Something like that.
The friend was
Bum-ass
trying to get
nigga.
her away. Yeah.
And then he like, damn, what you the pussy police?
That's what
Didn't he say that to
says.
her?
Yes, that's what he says.
So I'm looking at our text messages because I definitely want to bring this up while we're
Okay.
talking about the movie. And it's a quote that you wrote, Jason said, "Hey, yo, ma, nice pussy." Is that what he said?
no,
No,
I was
he
just
ain't
summarizing.
It's
I was just
basically
summarizing
what he was
it.
He wasn't even that slick about it.
Oh goodness.
And so, you know,
Yeah.
her friend, who was the only one who appears to have any sense, she's like, girl, what are you doing talking to this fool?
Right.
Right. She even tells her to delete his number or
Yeah,
block
after
his
he-
number.
after he gave-
Yeah, because he gave her. He
Yeah.
put a number in her phone or whatever. He's like,
He
"Give
put
me,
his
you know,
number in
You
her
gonna
phone,
leave
yeah.
without letting me get your number? You know?"
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, and she put it down.
And she really fell for this too.
And
It's
she's
Yeah.
like
crazy.
looking at him like, he could
Yep.
be the one.
Yep. And then
That's
there's
how
a
the movie
montage.
starts.
There's a montage of her and him.
That
just
we're not
dating.
even
Yeah,
5
yeah, 'cause
minutes
she-
into the movie.
Yeah, because he texts her, or they, you know, the montage starts with them talking on the phone, and then they're out.
But he says to his
Going out
friend,
together.
he's like, "Yeah, she green. You know, she look like she got money. You could tell by the
She
watch
comes
she
from money
wearing.
and stuff.
She,
right?
you know, and she
Because he
green,
compliments
she don't
her
know
watch.
Mm-hmm. So he like,
And
she
he's
can't,
right.
You know,
He's actually right. She does come from
and
money.
so day
Yeah.
one, like she pulls out wads of cash, goes to the jewelry store, buys him stuff. They
This
go
is all a
gambling,
montage. This is
bunch of
we're not
money.
even 7 minutes into the movie yet.
Yeah, it's
That's
a bunch
true.
of money
Yeah, you're
coming
right.
out.
Keisha and
So
Rico start
And
dating,
and she's got to be like what, at least 30.
she looked
she's
like
got to be. She's a
yeah,
lawyer. Spoiler: she's a lawyer.
yeah. So it's not
I
like
was gonna
she's
save that, but yeah, she's a whole lawyer.
note to note while you watch this scene. So
Because
yeah,
Josh is watching ahead of us, and he's like,
yeah,
"She's a lawyer."
yeah. That's crazy.
But that was after this. See, we should have saved that because
I know.
she she loses her virginity. Her
well
sacred...
before that.
Okay.
I'll read
At
in the
the-
note.
read
in
the notes.
At a barbershop, Rico seems a bit disrespectful towards Keisha, but he apologizes to her.
So when he goes
Keisha,
to
yeah, go ahead.
he goes to the barbershop to get a line. She driving or whatever they do. And so he goes inside and, he's like, oh man, hurry up. I gotta get, I gotta get my line. How long it's gonna take? And it's like, let me talk to you. And he's kind of talking a little aggressive. It's like, let's go outside. Let me talk to you by yourself. I gotta tell you something outside. And then they walk up and then he's like, yeah, what you don't ever like looking at no other nigga on the street.
Smiling at other niggas.
What you doing? And then she's like, well, I wasn't even just, then he just smacks her in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he continues to fuss at her, get in the car. And she was getting in the front seat, no, the back seat. And so she gets in the back seat. Was like, what am I doing? Wait. And then he says, I forget what he says, but he
apologized. He said something like, I would never treat you bad. He said, I would never treat you bad. You know I would never treat you bad.
Yeah,
he says that. That's why it cracked me up, because I was like, you literally just slapped her.
He slapped her.
And then said, I would never treat you bad.
Yep.
And then
in the same breath.
In the same breath, she's sitting in the back seat of the car. He's like, yeah, I love you. Really?
Yep.
And then he's like, yeah, now I'm gonna show you how much I love you. Let's get And she's like, well, okay, but I'm a virgin. And he's like, really? That's cool.
That made me like you even more.
Yeah, it's like, that made me like you even more. And so she loses her virginity in the backseat of the truck.
In the broad daylight, in front of a place of business.
After he slapped her upside the face.
And disrespected
and she
her.
smiled at him and was like, I think he's the one.
I love
because it was like, what did I text you earlier, Jason? It's like, God, give me a sign. Smack. I think he's the one.
Yep.
That was the sign, man.
Mm-hmm.
God was giving you a sign.
Yes, immediately.
It was just you just picked up the wrong answer to the sign. The sign was get the fuck away.
Yes. So he was already disrespectful, like you said. Like as soon as the montage
he slaps
was over,
her, and I would never hurt you. That's what it was. That's what I texted, and that's I'm pretty sure he said that.
After he slapped.
Yep.
So
at this point, Marcus turned off the movie.
Right. That was 8 minutes. That was the 8-minute mark.
That was just
That's all.
Then that's when I told Jason about the movie.
I watched it,
and he started watching it, and then he got to the 8-minute mark, and he stopped, and
then
we
like, both texted Josh.
We both texted Josh like.
And Josh finished the movie.
I kept going. Yep.
So, that means that Josh woke up at 6 this morning with us going off about.
That's how I started my day.
You started your day off.
I started my day with this movie.
Me too. That's why I was so mad.
It's so weird. It made me have a weird day today. Because
it made you have a weird day.
Today was not normal. Today there was nothing normal about today.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't have a normal day after watching this movie.
Oh man. So that's just and you think, that's the worst it's gonna get.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I cut it off because I knew it was gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Because we're 8 minutes into the movie.
Now,
where she loses,
I knew it was gonna get worse.
Right. I stopped watching because look, we're 8 minutes into the movie. We have a 30-year-old lawyer who we don't even know she's a lawyer yet at this point in the movie, do we?
We don't. No.
We have a 30-year-old discarding the advice of her best friend, who obviously got her best interest in mind, decides to date this dude who he don't even look like nothing.
You should read the text message chain.
He has no game. He's an asshole, and she loses her virginity to him in broad daylight in front of a place of business in the backseat of a SUV.
So we already like, what's wrong with this girl?
Yeah,
Like,
the first thing that Marcus texts me was like, fatherless.
I said, what?
Fatherless.
I said, what?
So Marcus texts because I texted and said she was a lawyer, so we was going off about that. And Marcus says, wait. So she's a 30-year-old who's a whole lawyer who gave her virginity in the backseat of an SUV parked directly outside of a place of business in broad daylight to a broke, ugly ass nigger who just slapped her in the face. Fatherless behavior. And then I text and I said, oh, she has a father.
Because Josh is still watching. Josh is still watching at this point. So, spoiler alert.
She has a father, and the father is quite a character. You get to know him.
My goodness. My goodness.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Keisha decides to introduce Rico to her family.
After being head over heels in love, Keisha introduces Rico to her parents, but they are not impressed by his uncivilized demeanor. I'm just gonna read your notes. You funny.
Yep, I know, because I was trying to make this movie
civilized.
Yeah, even though it's not.
Oh my goodness!
You meet her Keisha's parents. Side note, her mama fine as fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. but the father, he seems very like
they're well off. They look like
they've
got money, successful black.
Like they will be friends
people.
with the Banks,
Yeah.
Fresh Prince. Like they
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And she brings this crazy ghetto ass nigga that's talking shit when he walks in.
No, wait. They sitting in the car outside the house. And he hotboxing in her car.
That's right.
Before getting ready to go inside and meet her parents.
Is this before or after the friend was talking to her?
I think
at the breakfast. This is after the $200 brunch. What the fuck were y'all eating?
Because Keisha spends so much money on Rico that her credit card is not working.
No, that's not. Well, no.
That's what happened.
I don't think that's it. I thought it was something else.
You thought that the father cut her off? Because
right. I thought the father cut her off before that.
Yeah. No, it's after, because we haven't met the father yet.
Okay.
So she spent
so she spent that much money?
Maxed out her card.
Yes, because it was $50K on that card. And she didn't have it. Y'all should see Marcus's face right now. Because she is she's in love. Because love make you do crazy things.
Man.
I thought I was telling Tori about it because I know she ain't gonna watch it. I told it different. I thought that the car didn't work because her dad cut her off.
That would make sense.
That would have made way more sense.
That's later.
But I could see that though, because like he don't even know nothing about him. So like, why did he cut her off? At this point, he never met her.
Right, exactly. Because he meets Rico at the house or whatever.
All right. Let's describe this brunch.
Okay.
This bothered me so much. I was telling Tori about this. We did the math on this.
Oh my goodness.
Please
so
talk about it.
We done all had a big city experience.
Yeah, I like brunch.
You know what
brunch
I'm saying?
Is nice.
Brunch, we done all, shit is expensive out here. Josh out in LA. And, you know what I'm saying? Jason be traveling all over the country.
Right.
We done been to Atlanta, Dallas, all over the place. Brunch can be expensive.
Right.
Especially if you go to a nice restaurant with good quality customer service. So let's say, we go to brunch and I'm gonna meet Jason for brunch or whatever. All right, man. Like, yeah, let me get the veggie omelet. Let me get a pitcher of mimosa And matter of fact, give me 2 of them veggie omelets because my homework gonna be here soon. All right, cool. Got the order in. Let's say it's the biggest, nicest, most freshest ingredients omelets. You sit down
Farm
and
to
eat
table.
it. Right. Farm to fucking table. Fresh squeeze orange juice in the
for
mimosas. For your mimosa. And you got like, they doing it.
They got,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like we sit down, we have a good time. We talk about books, records, Andre 3000.
That's what you do for brunch.
It's right. It's a nice, nice day. You know what I'm saying? Jason and messed around, got somebody's number or some shit. And so we sitting there having brunch, and then we get the bill, and that omelet in a let's say the pitcher of mimosa was how much? How much would you say a pitcher?
I mean,
of mimosa probably what, $30?
I would say 35 at the most.
$35, something like that for a big nice pitcher.
Yeah, because usually you get deals from the bottomless mimosas and stuff. But
right.
Let's just say
Let's say the omelet is how much? $14, $17?
You wouldn't spend more than 20 on an omelet.
All right. So that's 20, 20, and 35.
Yeah.
How much is that? $75?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, we tip. Let's say we put a nice little tip on there. Let's say the tip. How much is the tip?
Man, I could see you giving a good with tax. Give him a good $100 total.
All right, 100 total. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 100 total.
Tax and everything.
Yeah, with the tip, tax, all that shit. All right. We balling today. We having a guy's brunch we at the Waldorf or some shit. I don't know where the fuck we at.
Sounds expensive.
You know what I'm saying? we what I'm saying? We uptown somewhere, just doing it up. All right. I'm not finna hand you $200 and say keep the change.
$200.
One nice $100 bill should cover that whole thing.
At the most.
With confidence. At the most. And that's a hefty ass, that's making somebody day kind of tip.
Yeah, that's that's most.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that much.
I'm feeling really good. I done
them
had some edibles or something, and them omelets would have
veggie omelets had to be less than that anyway. So
right, it ain't no meat in what the sausage omelet costs. If two omelets and a mimosa cost me $200 and keep the change, yes, bitch, you better give me all my change.
That must be some golden eggs right there,
man. Farm table.
Right, farm to table. You see, it's actually a golden goose back there laying them damn eggs.
So yeah, that was that disturbing.
I thought that was very absurd that she spent that much on brunch.
Oh my goodness! So
two freshly made $100 bills.
Mm-hmm. I noticed the same thing. So then that was her friend that gave the $200 because Keisha didn't have the money.
Yeah, she had
to pay for brunch.
So keep the change. That man was like, don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
You know what always makes me feel better is a warm glass of milk, chamomile and honey. Y'all have a nice day.
Wow.
So yeah, then she take Rico to go meet her parents after that, right?
After so you said he was
hotboxing a blunt in the damn car,
and they go to the
she
house.
Like, can you put that out? I don't want to smell like drugs when you go meet my parents.
And this guy,
he said, this me. Fuck that. I should be your only daddy, and grab her by the neck.
Mm-hmm.
He is
before they get out the car.
Immediately, aggressive. Angry, like he's like I don't think there is a scene where he's not angry.
Yeah, no.
There's one, only one. We'll get to it. There's one where he's like, I think they have sex later, and he's all like nice to her and stuff. And I was like, this the only time he's all
right.
Because I noticed it because it was the only time he didn't raise his voice
because his dick was soft. It's the only time he's not mad at her. Golly, man.
I forgot what he says to the father at the
All right,
the
so
meeting.
they go to the dinner. They go to his house to the
the
house.
parents' house.
He come in, he smelling like weed.
Mm-hmm.
And then he go in the house. He walks right past the mom.
No
and he's
respect.
looking around the house or whatever. And then the dad is still, I guess, making his way into the room. And
they already worked themselves up. Like, we got to meet her. I was like, I don't want to meet him. Like, why we got to do? They're kind of like, typical parent meeting.
They've
the
already worked
boyfriend
themselves
type
up
thing.
to even meet this nigga.
It's like, and it's like, that's a normal thing for parents to like meet the boyfriend. It's like, okay, you're uncomfortable. But
they also have a maid. They have a maid named Sandy. Didn't Sandy kind of help with introduce?
She was kind of
help, show everybody around or whatever.
Was, but
Sandy's the maid, and she's kind of like trying to ease things. Like Sandy's almost like the mediator type person, kind of thing. She's very nice or whatever. So there's a reason why we brought up Sandy, but she's a character that plays a bigger part later.
So but he don't waste no time. Like, they don't even have the freaking water ain't even out on the table yet.
I remember him saying something like you should be calling me daddy. Like, she was calling.
Yeah, he says that, but it was a
you
point
called
where
me daddy
he just,
last night.
Well, because even when just the way he introduced himself, "What up, dog?"
But he's extremely disrespectful.
He is,
and the dad comes in right away and is like, "Look, you ain't be disrespecting
in my house."
Yeah, that's right.
To my wife in my house.
Because Rico start trying to fight him. He's like, "What's up there, nigga?" Because didn't you record that? Yes, you recorded it on your phone, Mark. Because I said this is actually my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
because I was like, I don't blame the dad, because dad like, nigga, first of all, I don't have to fight you in my own house. Second of all, I'm way bigger than you. I can break
he's like
you.
twice the
Third
size
of, all,
of him.
I got security, so he got so right. So security comes and mishandles him hard, and and not only though they throw him out, they take him his ass to jail.
They take him to jail.
And I was like, good, thank you.
And that was the moment. Let's see, he disrespected the parents. He was disrespectful in the house, and got kicked out, and now he's in jail. All right, Keisha, leave him alone.
But Keisha,
all right, Keisha, get a clue.
But Keisha is the dumbest.
Keisha falls deeper in love.
Not only is Keisha the dumbest person in the movie, I would say Keisha is probably the dumbest character in any Tubi movie.
Wow.
Yeah, she is. Wow. She is.
Oh my goodness.
She is.
Because she suddenly is like, why did you do that to him? He's gonna be he didn't deserve that. Now he's gonna be all scared and alone in jail. I gotta go get him.
You gotta
Her
understand.
dad's like, Keisha, what the fuck are you doing?
Because he said some things that were just not appropriate. He was so disrespectful
from the jump,
immediately to the parents, to everybody, and he's like, like all that stuff. And so she just like
it's like if Keisha brought a sewer rat into their home and said, "No, it's my pet dog," and the parents were like, "No, what are you doing?" It's like this sewer rat is running around acting crazy,
pissing and shitting everywhere.
Right. Rico, that's Rico is like that because that's. Yeah. I'm not mad at Rico because that's what he
shows you what he was at the beginning.
Right, from
the
day
very
one.
first second.
There's no surprises like with Rico.
So he shows
that's why Keisha is the fucking idiot here, not Rico. Because Rico, Rico's still
Rico's just a piece of shit.
Yes. Right, he's a piece of shit person, period. No doubt. So basically she argues with her dad, and her dad's like, you're not welcome in our home anymore if you're gonna be with this trash.
Right. She's like, but I love him. I gotta go get him out. I gotta get him out of jail. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. It's like, not at all.
It's like, no, I got to go get him out.
And she goes to the jail, and she's like,
bails him out.
Not ready for the next day. So she's like, okay. And so she
he gets out,
him out.
And Rico's not grateful.
In the least bit.
Right, he's like, I can see this. You did this to me. This is all your fault.
You the one who got me put in jail, stupid fat bitch. He's calling her fat now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
At this point,
leave me alone. We done. And so she's like, point, no,
I love you.
It's like, no, we finished.
She says, I love you to him.
Yeah, she says, I love you. So at this point, we're 23 minutes in, and I comment on the text chain. 23 minutes in. Wow.
Yes. Josh did give us
later y'all do it later
yes,
too, and
he
y'all were
does
like 23 minutes in.
Heads up. He doesn't even tell us what it is because I did say no spoilers, but that was the way he told us what was happening.
Just my reaction. So this is what happens. I'll read the what I wrote in the notes.
This is the 23-minute mark.
Yes.
Okay.
So Rico, heartbroken by Keisha's actions, he runs to his baby mama, but Keisha begs to be with him no matter what, so they all sleep together. Yep. Translation.
Man.
So Rico, she follows Rico, and he's about to fuck some other bitch. He's like about to have sex with this girl.
She at the house waiting on him.
And waiting on him. She's already in the bed.
So she's been there since he's been in jail all night, I guess.
Or something, and Keisha's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Girl, go away. I'm about to fuck."
That's what he says.
Like, no, yeah, and she's like, "No, Rico, I love
what
you."
He says.
And so he's like trying to push her away, like, "Girl, somewhere."
He's like, you can't deal with this, you know?
Right. And then she's like, "Okay, I'll do it." He's like, "Do what?" She's like, "I'll do whatever you ask." That's
what she said.
Yep. That's actually
because he's saying that she can't do, like, she was like, you can't even do none of this stuff. You can't even deal with what I got to deal with. You know,
that is a line from the movie.
And she's like,
yep,
okay, exact. I'll do whatever you ask. He's like, whatever you ask, whatever I ask.
So they have so it's a threesome.
So he does it not just a threesome. He first tells her to go down on his baby mama.
Well, we find out.
Yeah, you said that already. That he was.
Yeah, I know. I put in the notes.
So, like, he says, "Go down."
It's just some stripper.
And she's like, "Is this the stripper that we saw at the club, or this the girl we saw at the club?" Like, yeah. What you think? And she's like, "I'm not even into women like that." And he's like, "Okay,
yeah, I bet you is now."
What really put the icing on the cake in the scene was after they were done, the stripper gets up and she was like, "Now where my money at?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Wow!" Right. So this is a paid prostitute as well.
Yes. Right. And he goes into Keisha's wallet and grabs a bunch of money to pay her. And Keisha's like, "That's my money for whatever thing she got to do,
right?
Rent or
life,
her
money,
parents something,
yeah." And so he's like, "I don't care, you know,
bitch, it don't matter."
Yeah, that's pretty much
after what you put me through.
Yeah,
that's what he says.
This a payment after what you put me through.
Oh my goodness! Shit. And so he pays her and gives her more, and then he's like, "This is more for my baby, for my son." And
that's when she discovered that that's the.
And she's like, "That's your baby mama." Yeah, of course.
It really doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't. You was gonna do what you did anyway.
She did what she did.
He pays, but step out for a second. He pays to have sex with his baby mama. I just want to put that out there. I've never heard of that before. That's all. I'm just saying. His baby mama is some prostitute that he currently pays for.
That he's currently a customer of. How pathetic are you? That's the most pathetic shit I ever heard.
I know. This dude is the worst. So, next line. Keisha, who is one of the top lawyers at the firm, is threatened to be fired, but is kept on if she engages in sexual activity with one of the partners and his wife.
Yeah,
because like the dad basically was calls up the partner of the law firm to basically to fire Keisha. It's like, you know, he's cutting her off like hard, like he's cutting her off.
Yeah, all the nepotism stops here.
Right, even her good job and stuff. Because like that's why I was like, yeah, like she's a lawyer. Like, wow. Like, I think they mentioned it before the scene. That's why I text John said she's a lawyer. So at this point, we already knew she was a lawyer, but this is just kind of confirm it that she's a lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Really, well, you know, she's a lawyer. It's a Tubi movie. She was being considered for partner.
Yeah, she mentioned that with her friend. Of course,
you know, that's exactly what it was.
She's like, yeah, she's getting ready to be a partner. That's the only thing people do.
Like that. Consider. But the dude, the partner, the white dude, his old ass ugly wife
and his bad acting
wife
self.
Look old. Man,
I thought that was his mama.
That was the worst acting.
He did not know how to say anything. He did not know how to act at all.
Can you do an impression of him?
Oh my goodness.
It's really hard.
It's hard to not have the fake acting so hard. Hello. I want you to sit down so we can have a conversation, talk about this situation. So
he's like,
would you like?
You see my wife over here?
He's not country.
He was also kind of country, like almost kind of black talking, but I don't know like what he was supposed to, what that accent is he has. But he was like, yeah, man, this my wife, maybe you can not be fired if you do something for me. Something like that. Yeah. Like basically had them have a threesome all together.
Right. So she's in this world now because she,
Which I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that scene was probably the most random.
That could extremely random. And that scene could have not been in the movie.
They could have just not had it in the movie.
So, but the way the rest of the movie goes, coming back to this scene is like, well, this makes sense now.
Yeah, I guess so. Because so that was what. So she wants to keep her job.
So sometimes in a Tubi movie, once a person loses their virginity, they become a freak. Fast.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Like
that's what happens
how
in Tubi
long
world.
do you think in Tubi? Like how long do you think this period of time was?
Dude, I thought it was a week.
It felt like
me too.
It felt like
it seemed like just a few days.
Because I'm like, this is wild. So because she's no longer with her, she's kicked out the house. So she's living with Rico at his house.
I guess so. Because she still needs to make money.
I thought Rico she was living with her friend.
Nah, her friend ain't gonna let her live with her. She's living with Rico.
Yeah, so because she's even though her dad cuts her off, she still has a job. So she has money that she's bringing in. So she needs to have the money.
Yeah, because there's also a scene where she tries to get back home, and the dad was like, "Dad, what's wrong? My key don't work." Because she is so dumb.
Because she's
like knocking on the door. Dad, I can't get in the house. It's like, didn't I tell you? You like, bitch, cut off.
Bitch, where were you in the last scene of the movie?
Right. You wasn't.
That's how dumb
we
she is.
We had a whole talk about this.
Like, and we definitely kept texting each other like, why is this girl so stupid?
Yeah.
Like we were like really concerned about her.
Like, man, this girl is like the dumbest girl
my
on
goodness.
the Tubi movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Like there's got to be a reason. We were like all.
I kept telling Tori about like how, this girl's decision making. She's like, this girl ain't right. Something is wrong with her. I said, you have absolutely no idea how accurate of a statement that is.
Right.
Oh man.
We gotta get to it. So Rico, in order to pay his debt to his marijuana dealer, pressures Keisha to engage in sexual activities with his dealer and friends.
Oh man.
I don't know why.
Oh man.
Well, I guess to pay back, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
they.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So they get to the porch and of like his. I always refer to this guy as Rico's smart friend. He's only smart in comparison to Rico. But they go to his house and there's a bunch of niggas outside. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously a trap house. And then it's just a bunch of niggas outside, and then they get out, and then he like, all right, now I'm gonna pull up here, and you better not be
he said something like
stay
in the car or something.
Right, because he like, you need to stay in the car. But she was like, I gotta pee. I gotta go to the bathroom. She was like, damn, why you ain't go to the bathroom when we was at your mom's house? That's right. They went back to the mom house at one point, remember?
Yeah.
For that gathering thing.
I think that's when she was locked out.
No,
well, that's two different scenes. It was two different scenes. She couldn't get in the front door. Right.
Because it was like they were just, and so he was there.
Right.
And see, he was disrespectful there.
And that was a part where I text y'all where she was like, her best friend was like, I can't believe you brought this dude back up here. And, well, he's not that bad. He's
That's right.
She says he's not that bad.
So she said, I know what you're getting at. She got mad at her friend for just telling her parents that how bad he is. That's what it was.
She was like,
yeah.
you know, they only think that about him because of what you told them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm like, no, they had their own interaction with
Yes.
this.
He literally tried to start a fight with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
You talking
in the house?
What the fuck are you talking about? They told that you told him he was bad. He proved it himself.
Right.
How fucking stupid are you?
Right. And so fast forward, she like, I gotta pee. He like, why ain't you pee at your parents' house? She was like, well, I would have had time to do that, but you know, you acted a goddamn ass when we first went up in there. You know, and we got kicked out. So now I gotta pee. I can't just sit up in here and I will leave you before I piss myself in my damn car.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, you mean like how you could leave him, period?
Right.
I know.
And then so, you know, he like, man, shit, man, bring your motherfucking ass on. You better not say shit to none of these niggas or something like that. Yeah. So they get to the porch and then she's like, hey, you know, I got to use the bathroom. She's politely like, hey, do you have a restroom? And then the smart friend is like, oh yeah, of course, you know, it's right to the back, to the left. She go inside. And then they like talking out on the outside, and there's another dude sitting outside with a beard.
Right.
And his smart friend.
It's a cousin of the.
Yeah. It's the cousin of the smart friend. He like, yeah, you know, he
flew
here,
in
you
town,
know what I'm saying?
You know.
He flew in town, you know what I'm saying? He trying to get this money or whatever.
Right.
Like, actually, I owe him a little money, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he
you know, because he be
he
this where I get
money.
this where he get his weed from, some shit. And then so Rico was like, hey, can you front me some weed? He was like, no, nigga, like, you still owe me from the last bag I fronted you. Like, matter of fact, I need you to square up with me so I could get my cousin his money while he down here.
Right.
And then he like, oh, man, you know, ain't no big deal. And then the girl come back outside after using the bathroom. She don't say nothing to nobody. She passed right by everybody.
She just walked to the car.
Just like, she just walked to the car. And then the cousin, he looking, and he like, damn, she got a fat ass. I know you be in heaven when you be hitting that shit.
No,
that's what he says to the guy.
He just said she fat. That's what he says.
I thought he said she got a fat ass.
No, he just said she fat because I remember them commenting about that she's fat.
Oh, I thought that was just Rico saying that about her.
No, they said that. I remember that because I was like, they were kind of turned on that she's fat.
Oh,
because I thought that was kind of weird that he said that.
Oh, okay. Well, some people is into that.
Yeah. There's a few people into that.
I wouldn't.
She's not.
She's thick.
By the way, right? By the way, she's not. Right.
Yeah.
She's thick. That's what it is. But they, you know, for them, it's like fat. That means because like this is like I don't know if y'all hear this kind of stuff. I heard this back in the day when I was in college. My single days. I'm still single now, but even more. Anytime a girl's like fat, it's like that means that she's good in bed. Like you can hit that or whatever. You know, with just the term fat. Like,
that's what that means?
Yeah, that's what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed that.
Here's a random comment from because we're about halfway through the movie. There's a lot of comments. I'm watching Sloppy Seconds, and I'm halfway through the movie. Keisha is getting just what she deserves, especially after the way that clown just talked to her parents. A hot mess.
Yeah. You remember I was saying that I said whatever happens to Keisha in this movie, she fully deserves.
So what happens next?
I wrote because after Marcus said, "What the fuck is wrong with this stupid ass bitch?" I wrote, "I do not respect Keisha at all." Jason said she got a spell. And I said, I don't feel bad for her or nothing.
That's the thing that made sense to me. It's like she must be cursed or something, like a spell they put on her, Rapunzel.
And Marcus says she deserves whatever the fuck happens to her.
This is at what point in the movie? About around this point of the movie, before all this happens, but more happens. Yeah. So what happens with this situation after he sees the dude checking her out?
He decides.
Rico says, "I got away." You can kind of hear him off camera.
Yeah, I got a way to pay my debt.
Mm-hmm. So they go home, and he say, fuss at her, take a shower.
Well, he slaps her.
Oh yeah, he does.
I think he slaps her again when they go in the house.
He's like, take a shower and keep your clothes off. And then the guys come in and say, hey, so we still good for what you said? Yeah, I'm the boss. This is my house,
Yeah, because they said something about like, is it okay? Is it okay? Because I don't want to be.
I don't want to get no rape charges. Yeah, I don't want to get no rape charges.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, no, she cool.
She cool. And then she comes out. And she just accepts. She comes out. It's like, you cool, right?
Well, that's why I call him the smart friend. He's considerate.
He's considerate.
I'm being extremely facetious.
He's considerate.
Oh, is she cool with this? Because I care about her feelings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
they run a train. They run a train.
All three of them have sex with her.
Yes, they all three have sex with her. So
yeah, that wasn't even a train. That was just an orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she, they leave. I think they about to leave, and she's just kind of around, and they about smoking outside. So like they're like, hey, we're gonna go, smoke outside. And then the cousin.
Well, yeah, the specific conversation about smoking outside bothered me too, because the cousin, the smart friend, is like, hey man, he man, that was some good ass or whatever. He's like, yeah, nigga, and then he squares up with him now, right? Because he's pimped out his even, and then he hands him another bag of weed.
It's like, yeah, pour me up some more. It's so good, let me get some more.
And he's never good for the money. So I guess you just gonna keep pimping out your girlfriend for weed now? Like, what's happening? Was that his plan? He's a son of a bitch. But what bothered me the most about that conversation was the best Rico was like, yeah, man, I heard you had some real good weed though. No, the weed dude, the smart friend's like, man, I just rolled up some good weed out in my truck. To which Rico responds, well, where is it? That bothered the shit out of me.
In my truck.
He said outside. And then let's go spark it up then. I'm like, damn, Rico's slow.
He is.
Yes.
He is.
Yes, he is. He's very slow.
If they wrote those lines and those weren't ad-lib, he definitely played the part well.
Yeah. That man said, yeah, man, I just rolled up some bomb-ass weed out of my truck, man. Shit, well, where is it?
You kind of making me want to watch this movie again.
Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm.
He said, where is it? Like, God, Rico.
Meanwhile.
Come on. Then they go outside.
Yes.
And then the skinny dude with the beard come back in. Well, he's already been back there because he was talking about, I need to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, of course they're going to go back there and they fucking in the back, right? And so they go back and what's her name? Keisha sees him, taking a piss in the toilet. She's like, oops, I'm sorry. And then he like, shit, ain't nothing you ain't seen already.
Right.
That's exactly what he
says. But then he tries
I think
to
they like start making out.
Well, he says they don't show it because he just says
they start talking.
He was like, you gonna let him treat
you
like
any
kind of way.
Like that?
And then she's like, what?
Why you let him treat you like that? I'll treat you better. And
like,
then she really just
For
buying
real?
into it. It's like,
and she just
really?
goes up to him and it's all seductive.
I
and
mean,
I think he's the one.
That's when they start making out.
Yeah.
Which makes you realize that Keisha, there is something wrong with her.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with her. It's truly something wrong with her. Because it's like any guy can say, I could walk up to her and say, hey, girl, you're a good person. And she'd be like, really? And that's all it takes for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She has
broken.
like no morals. Just like, wow.
It's bad.
I hate that people say there's people like that.
I was like, wow, maybe she's tainted.
We never did a review for that one.
No, we don't need a review for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically this movie, just part of this movie.
Yeah, it is. It's very true.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess it's referred that they do something back there because Rico comes in and he was like, what's going on here and stuff like that. And then it's nothing or whatever. Then
yeah, because the dude gives her his card, which I think is hilarious that he has business cards. Because what does he do?
Want the best weed in
Where he
town?
would need a business card.
Oh my goodness! Give me your. He's like, here's my card. Weed man, like what are you?
So Rico, oh man, how far are we into this now? So, because we got to get this really going, because this is the part where I start texting y'all.
Well, you text us.
You said minute 46.
Yes,
it gets worse.
Yes, I said.
This is what
46 minutes in, man. I said 46 minutes in, man. It's really fucked up. Like I might vomit.
That's a text message from Josh.
And then I say, seriously, you've been warned about the 46-minute mark.
You've been warned. So this is
Jason. And then Jason writes 46 minutes. Who wrote this movie? And I said, I warned you.
So at that point, you already watched it by the time I got to it, right?
Right. And then Marcus at 46, he says, at 47 minute, skull face. So we all got
this. I think this is
traumatized.
This movie. This is the part of the movie that I think pushes this movie beyond the edge.
Sanity.
This is the part of the movie that people are warning people not to watch. This is why
people have said.
This is the part of the movie that made this movie the worst movie.
This is why people said. People say some of the things on things it says. There's another quote from the Tubi group. Sloppy Seconds is the most disgusting movie on Tubi. At this point, Tubi, please remove Sloppy Seconds. That's another comment.
Mm-hmm.
This is because of this scene. That is the reason.
Yes, this makes people sick to their stomach.
Josh said he's going to vomit. So
right, and then, like I said, I have a strong stomach.
Someone says I regret watching it.
Because y'all listening,
I will not be
y'all
watching
listening
this.
And then watch the movie. You're probably thinking like, "Oh, yeah, it's about this really stupid girl, and she's with this bad guy. She just won't leave him. Like, this is so stupid. Yep. Like, yeah, he's getting your nerves.
If that was it,
but trust me,
if that was it,
yeah. No, this movie was like, hold my fucking beer. We can get worse,
right?
And they did. This is the point.
Who wants to do the honors?
I'm not.
Josh. I think Josh should do this part. I love when Josh describes the worst things.
So, okay. So I should read the part that I wrote.
Oh my goodness.
This is the part of the movie where it said, hold my syringe. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing on this movie?
Okay, so Rico
hold my lubricant. Like, what was going on here?
This movie was.
Oh man.
This movie said, "Oh, y'all thought Ooga Booga was the worst movie ever made."
I'm damn sure gonna try to outdo it.
Yes,
I may not outdo
to do that.
Ooga Booga with this scene, but I'm damn fucking sure gonna try.
So tell us,
Rico's upset with Keisha because he's like, he was like, he figured out that she fucked this other dude when he went around. And so
how did he figure out?
He's like, damn, you're not even wet. You weren't even this wet for me.
Yeah, how did he know that?
He pulls her, he rips her pants off, don't he?
He touches her.
Yeah.
So he ties her up. He comes horrible. Back. He comes up with this thing to tie her up because I thought he was going to whip her with it at first. That's what I thought. It looked like one of those. Yeah, it looked like one of those. But he ties her to the
bed. It's like one of these here, like this.
Oh goodness.
But he ties her arms to the bedpost or whatever. And
with this, it's like a rope thing that's kind of like, it looks very easy to get out of.
It does it. I think I saw pictures of people.
It looks like it stretches and you just pull your hand out of it.
You could get out of this.
Yeah.
I think that's just a movie mistake, but still.
They didn't have to zoom in on it to make it look like it was.
Did he tie her legs?
No.
which makes the scene even worse, Mark.
Which makes the scene because I was waiting on him to tie the legs, and he never did.
Makes the scene a lot worse. So he ties her arms up, and she's on the bed with, she's pantsless. And here we go, people, brace yourself. Rico comes in with the nastiest dog, this Rottweiler, nasty.
Did he have
Rottweiler.
a dog before? Like, this is the first time we've ever seen this dog.
This is the first
right.
time you've seen this dog.
Right,
apparently he's had this dog the whole time.
It ain't even a it's
and
like
it's a
nastiest. It is a mutt.
It's a nasty looking mutt. Like, it's just
like it's got
nasty.
It's got problems. It's got some diseases.
Rabies.
Yeah.
It's got everything.
Disgusting.
The most disgusting looking dog you can seen, and the dog starts licking Keisha between her legs.
Yeah, he brings the dog in.
How the dog just decides to lick between her legs.
Right.
He don't put nothing.
There's no There's no explanation as to why he just went straight forward.
Yeah.
And so the dog is licking Keisha between her legs, and she gets off.
And there's the sound.
Oh my god!
The caption says, and somebody took a screenshot on Facebook, and they highlighted the caption and says "dog slurping."
My stomach is turning again right now.
This is where Josh's stomach.
And then Keisha is like fighting it, and then she
gives in, and she starts moaning.
She starts almost smiling,
which is yes, and that's when I start warning y'all. At that moment, I start texting y'all like, "No, abort!"
Here's another comment. Whoever the writer and director of Sloppy Seconds has a weird imagination. They just depicted the worst circumstances ever for Black people in this film. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that was the warning. That was like, what in the world happened with this? And but the other thing is that he's recording this on his phone.
And he goes and shows his friends.
He uploads it.
All his friends.
He uploads it on social media, so the world knows.
He does. He does.
But the first thing he does is shows his
friends first.
Yeah, that's right. He
even
does.
And
they all like, "Hey, I don't even want to see this shit."
Right. They're like, "Rico, what the fuck is wrong with you? I want to see that shit." Yeah, so now you want to fuck her? No, man, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Rico's a fucking idiot, and they seem kind of normal.
Kinda.
The friends seem kind of
but he's the worst.
But, this is what Marcus said about his friends. He said, and I quote, "Why do they still hang with this nigga? How does this nigga still have friends?"
Right.
You tripping, nigga. No, more like, never call me again. Lose my number.
Yes, ain't nowhere in the world this dude.
For real.
Man.
Marcus also says, the dog sound took me out.
I have like a bunch of laugh emojis, like the crying face emojis after that.
Skull emoji.
Man.
He said, I'm laughing out loud. He said, Keisha get no respect, nor does she deserve any.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But let's get to the hour mark, because we start commenting about the hour mark. So to speed this along, it's on social media.
Yeah, because the movie's not but an hour and 10 minutes
out.
Anyway, so.
Yeah. We've been talking almost that long.
Yeah.
What I put? She's fired from her job. She's shunned by everyone.
The boss is all like, I don't want you doing that with my wife.
With my wife,
nasty.
right.
Because this stuff is all over social media and is viral now.
Right.
Yeah,
so
the first
she's
person that
without
calls
a job,
her is, I think
period.
it's
Sandy
calls her up. Yeah, it's like
either
hey,
Sandy or her best friend.
Sandy calls her up. Best friend.
Okay, the maid. Sandy. Yeah. Oh, right. So Sandy, the maid, she calls. She's like, Have you seen social media? She's like, no. What? Like, girl, you need to.
Yeah.
So
it's the world.
It's everywhere because Rico. This is how stupid Rico is, because Rico was with Keisha in the first place for money. He just ruined everything.
Right.
For Keisha to have any more money.
Now she ain't got no job. She cut out from her parents. So now what?
You ruin Keisha's life. You ruin your own fucking life, you fucking
stupid.
idiot.
Right.
Like, where you gonna get money from? Because one thing to note that he did a couple times is that one of the things that she pointed out one time, she was like, hey, what happened to the money that we were going to use for our rent? I tried to double it. I gambled it all away. That happened in one of the scenes.
Right.
Yeah. So just to note, he is not good with money.
Yeah.
No, of course he's not. He's a fucking
very
idiot.
irresponsible.
But for me, I'm like, they deserve each other. She's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Man,
why are we still following these people?
Nobody.
both
Neither of them
fucking
deserve
stupid.
anybody.
2 idiots in love.
So the story shifts, and we follow different characters. We follow her family now.
Right. That's right. We completely stopped
her dad
after the
now.
last 10 minutes of the movie. It's like we don't even see Keisha anymore for a while.
And so, what's going on in this scene with the father and the secretary? The secretary.
I was still trying to figure that out.
So the father was he was just trying to, get some papers for like some work stuff. So he's like, I got a meeting later on tonight. I don't know what he does, but he's like, I got a meeting. And so the secretary, he's like, I need to get.
I'm assuming he's attorney as well.
Yeah, so he's like, I got to get the papers from. I left it at the house, so here's the spare key. Go get it. She's all like, well, all right, I'll do what you got to do. And there's a little bit of flirtationness, a little bit, here or there.
Yeah, she was like, "You'll pay me back later" or something like that. He's like, we'll talk about that later. So, which I mean, he's a rich dude, so we already know. And it's a Tubi movie, so I already
assume that he's not faithful to his wife.
Of course, he's fucking the secretary. That wasn't a big surprise for me.
But she goes home to get the package, wasn't a big surprise. To get the thing, and then like you can tell that she sees something in the house. And like, there's a face expression like, and she looks, and then she leaves. And then what she does is she cancels his meeting that he had, and calls the person, cancel the meeting that she had, and then tells him, oh, that somebody called and they canceled it, so rescheduled it for next week. So he's like, well, anything else I got for today? It's like, no, you're done for the day. It's your poker night. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna go home and get ready for my poker night. Okay, well, when she says something about repaying me, that's what he's like.
Right, yeah, right at that
pay
part,
you back later. So
right.
He's like, and he said sooner or later. It's like, and she said to herself, it's probably gonna be sooner. That's what she was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So we know something was happening at the house, and we were like, okay, somebody's doing somebody, because that's gonna be Tubi, So
of course. Right. So the father gets home.
Who did y'all think was in the room, in the house when you're thinking?
I didn't think anything.
I don't know. I really didn't. I really couldn't think who was in there. I
didn't know how ridiculous it was going to be.
Me too.
But I was thinking,
surprised.
I was thinking that the wife was cheating, but I was like, what would be? But then I was thinking, if she was, how long is it going to take? The people still going to be there? She went home and back. You think that they still gonna be there?
You think they were fucking like
hours, like
good man,
like a good man, yeah.
You go in there and it was chaos.
That's kind of what happened.
Crossover.
That's kind of the response, though. It was kind of like that because he caught them.
Yeah.
So what was funny was so it was the wife, his wife, and the partner of the firm
who happens to be find out that his best friend, my best friend, you sleeping with my best friend. So that was the good man,
right? We found out in that moment that they're
so what's funny about the scene,
and then he pulls out a gun.
When you the partner, the dude that's fucking.
Where did
he
get that gun?
I guess he had a gun. I guess it was on the dresser because he pulls out a gun.
The gun was neat, like,
and he's holding the gun to the father the entire time. While they're all, and the father's the one making the threats. And I love this because the father's so gangster. He don't give a fuck.
Not
this is a Detroit movie.
Yeah,
that's true. Because he's just like, so he's threatening the wife.
Like,
he's like, you get the fuck out
gun
out
my face.
And he was talking about to the partner dude, I will destroy you.
He knew his partner was a bitch, though. He knew he wasn't finna shoot him.
Right. And so that's what's so funny because the guy kept holding the gun in his face. He was like, man, get that fucking gun out of my face. And he just leaves the room.
He never shot him. Yeah.
Turns his back and leaves the room.
That's how badass he was. That's how gangster he was. He didn't give a shit.
That was the last time we saw the partner. He just left. He just said okay and left.
And so the mom, yeah, exactly, it was. So the mom goes into the car and she calls Keisha and she's crying and stuff. And she's like, what's going on? It's like, your father. She's like, what happened to your father? You just have to come over, Keisha. You just have to come over. So Keisha comes over and she goes into the father's room and sees that he's in bed with the secretary.
Which is like, okay, like, yeah, we knew.
Like, what, they're yelling at each other, like, how'd you get in? The door was unlocked. And so somebody is covered up in between.
And she's assuming it's
the
her
father.
Mom.
Yeah, between the father and the secretary. She's like, Mom, get up, because Mom called me. What's going on? Mom, get up.
Why y'all doing
and the
this?
Person, right, but it's not, it's not the mom at all. I'm like, who is this person in between them? Now, that part I wasn't sure, but we're running out of the characters in the movie.
Yep.
So it pulls up, the sheet pulls down. It's Keisha's best friend.
Yep.
Remember her?
Yeah.
And she's all like, well, I'm in love with your daddy.
Yeah.
She actually
at that point, I thought it was going to be the maid.
Which that's what I thought too.
That's what I thought.
That would have been.
I was still surprised. This movie surprised me a couple times.
Oh, this movie surprised
especially
me
with that
a lot.
damn dog.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So
this is where it gets
that's
confusing.
I was literally trying to guess the whole
Yeah.
movie when you were like, make you throw up.
What? You would never.
Yeah,
What the
I
fuck
really
are
do
they
wonder
doing?
I do wonder what y'all
Yeah.
reaction was.
I didn't know what was
Yes.
going. What was
Man.
going. When I saw it, I just bust out laughing because
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow!"
Yep, they went there.
And
So when
by
you
the
saw
time they had the sound, I died laughing. That's what I text you with all the scores and
Oh
stuff.
my goodness.
It was just the worst thing ever.
So here we go with the end of the movie. We're at the
Man.
last 10 minutes of the movie. Oh, this is the hour mark. This is the hour mark. Because we all commented. I just said, OMG. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else when I got to the hour mark.
I said,
But then Jason
what?
said, 1 hour. What?
Yeah, because at that point, I remember at that point I had to pause it because I was working, and then I
Yeah.
had to come back to it. So I was late finishing it.
Okay.
Oh, Marcus got ahead of Jason.
Did
So,
I?
Yeah, because Jason went.
Yeah, I had a
Marcus
meeting.
kept
Yeah,
going.
I had
Oh
a
yeah,
meeting.
that's right. Yeah,
Because
okay.
Marcus said the hour mark. Laugh my fucking ass off. So we all commented about the hour mark. And this is what happened at the hour mark. So Sandy, the maid, comes in. This might be on.
So he's talking to Keisha by herself because so this is the thing.
Oh
I
yes,
forgot
that's
about
what it
that.
was. So yes, this got to be mentioned first. So he said
he dismisses the best friend and the
secretary said, Keisha, you can move back in. It could be like how it used to be. And like it used to be. Then there's a flashback of Keisha when she's a kid and the dad coming into her room and unzipping his pants. And that's where I'm like, that's why she's an idiot. She was molested by her father.
Yes, that's trauma.
Why.
That's like, oh my goodness.
That's why she goes to Rico.
Yeah, that's
that's not why she's an idiot. That's why she goes to Rico.
Right.
That's why she jumps to Boyd because her mind is messed up because it is daddy issues. So because her dad molested her. That makes sense now.
And I think that's probably what the movie, like the book or the writers are trying to show, is the downfall of, the impact of that trauma and how that can lead you to other things. But it gets worse.
This movie. So you remember when we talked about Karma, the movie Karma, how crazy the ending was for Karma? Because you remember in Karma, this movie was like, hold my beer. If y'all thought the ending of Karma
hold my gun.
Hold my gun.
This is something you got to hold something crazier every time.
Exactly. So Sandy,
he's unzipping his pants,
maid,
getting ready and she's like basically about to pull his dick out.
Right. She gets down on her knees to just do it.
Yes. And
wait, what?
That's what happens. He's unzipping his pants when Sandy walks in.
Yep.
Oh. And so Sandy's probably the only character with her head on straight in this movie.
Yeah.
So because I kind of feel
Does she have a gun? I think she has a gun.
Yes,
Sandy has a
gun. She comes in with a gun, and it's like, no, get up. And so she gets up,
and she reveals that
I don't even know how it does.
Wait. Hold on. All right. So she reveals, because we gotta reveal this in the right sequence.
Right. I know how
she okay. She reveals that she is the product of, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it starts off.
Okay, so Sandy reveals that
her mother used to work
for the dad.
Right.
And that the dad used to rape her.
Her mother.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then therefore conceived Sandy. Sandy is the product of rape of the original maid of the house, which makes Sandy Keisha's sister. Yep. And it's like, what the?
That was like, wow, the whole time.
It's like, wow, shit.
I thought she was her sister at the beginning. That's why I was like, who is Sandy? It's like she seemed like a sister to me. So that was
and of course, because I thought it was kind of stupid because I think she says it. She was like, yeah, dad, he's my dad too, and stuff. And then she says all this. She reveals about the whole thing about her maid, and then Keisha goes,
and then Keisha says,
Yeah, she goes, he's your dad too? And I'm like, Keisha, how fucking stupid are you? She
Like,
just said all this stuff.
Up.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Keisha is so stupid. But then
it gets worse.
We find out why.
It gets worse.
We officially find out why Keisha is so fucking stupid.
Man.
So, Sandy reveals that after she was born,
and when she got old
enough, the father started raping her to the point where she ended up having her
she got pregnant.
She got pregnant and had a kid. Now, pause for a second. My first thought was, well, where's this kid?
That's what everybody's thinking,
right?
You know?
That's my first thought.
And even Keisha was like, "Where's the kid?" You know, it's like,
right.
you know, you didn't get a chance to see your kid. She's like, "I watched my child.
Right.
grow up into a woman, into a good woman, into a healthy lady."
And
she's
Sandy
looking at her.
looks at Keisha, and she's like, "I've always loved you,
daughter,
my child."
And then it's like, ugh.
So let's do the math here, people.
Oh my goodness, this movie. So Sandy is Keisha's sister mother.
Yes.
The dad is Keisha's
grandfather and
dad.
Father.
And then
and
Sandy,
great-grandfather and great-grandfather.
Wait, he's the great-grandfather too?
Wait, how great-grandfather?
Wait, hold on. All right, let's go through this. He had sex with the maid, and then that maid had a kid. Then he had sex with that kid.
Damn, he's her father,
daughter.
grandfather, and great-grandfather.
Wait. The maid's daughter.
The original
maid's
maid,
mama. All right.
The original maid.
Yep.
He raped the original maid. They had a kid together. Sandy.
Yep.
Sandy is the kid of the maid that he raped.
Right.
He raped that maid.
Right.
And so when Sandy got old enough, he decided to rape Sandy. And so he raped his own daughter.
Sandy
raping his own daughter, she gave to another kid. And so he raped his daughter, who gave birth to
his granddaughter.
To his granddaughter, which is also his daughter.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then he started raping
also his
her.
daughter.
Yeah. So if he had a kid with her, he would have had a great grandchild with his granddaughter and daughter.
Wait, so what is the so you're saying that if
maybe not great grandfather, but
well, you're saying that if Sandy is her mother, but her father is also her grandfather, because her Sandy's dad is also that guy, the same guy.
Sandy's dad,
and then Sandy's dad, Sandy's dad.
So Keisha's grandmother is the original maid,
right?
So that makes her grandfather is. That makes her father her. Wow,
her father.
That makes her father. That makes her father her grandfather
on her mama's side,
and
her father,
and makes him her great grandfather. Right?
No,
wouldn't that make him her
maybe
great
maybe not great
grandfather on her dad's.
I'm gonna ask Tori to break.
Maybe
it
it's just father and grandfather.
It's her grandfather on her mama's side and her father on her father's side. That's who the.
Because Sandy is
hillbilly shit.
Man, is it?
And then that means that Sandy's
already messed up.
Sandy is old dude's daughter.
Yes.
And baby mama.
Sandy. Yes. That's his baby mama and his daughter.
So he was sleeping with his daughter and his granddaughter. But his granddaughter's.
That's it. Yes.
He was sleeping with the child of the granddaughter that he gave birth, that he seeded. That is disgusting.
So that means that he slept with. Well, that means he slept with his daughter and his granddaughter.
So he slept with 3 generations: the maid's daughter, and the maid's granddaughter. And which is what he took the maid's granddaughter and made that his daughter.
Right. That's what happened. Weird.
And which means that that perfectly explains Keisha's decision-making capabilities.
Because
was that the point?
Keisha is inbred.
She is 100%
very inbred. She's extremely inbred.
So
that actually makes sense because Sandy's not inbred. Sandy's just
Sandy.
Right. Sandy's the
Sandy's-
product of rape.
Right.
She's not inbred though.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sandy's
she's
not
the
inbred.
daughter.
She's incested with. But she's not inbred.
Yeah, that's right. Because
right. So Keisha's the one that's inbred.
So there's incest, inbreeding, rape, bestiality.
So the father was sleeping with his daughter though.
Yes.
But Sandy is just the product of two people. Nobody else was related to her.
Right. Nobody else related.
Nobody related. Right.
She's the product of two unrelated people.
All right.
But then when he conceived with Sandy, he broke all those rules and introduced incest and inbreeding into his own family.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So if Keisha had a kid, then that kid would been extra inbred.
That was a lot.
Right.
Who wrote this movie? Man.
Guess what? It's not over yet. There's more.
This is the classic Tubi parts, though. This makes the Tubi official.
So the father, I think the father kills Sandy. Yes, the father kills Sandy, and then
he pulls a gun out the drawer and just shoots
Sandy, and then he tells Keisha, "We gotta get our story straight."
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember him saying that, and but Keisha ends up killing. She shoots and kills her father.
Now, one thing to note about the gun.
Please, Jason, talk about the gun.
They shoot the guns, and there is not an ounce of effect.
There's no blood. There's literally just a gunshot.
The sound. That is the sound.
They
shake the gun. Pow.
They don't even shake the gun.
Wow!
And the person
they hold the gun
down.
still, and the person slowly falls down.
So
there's no spark coming out the gun. Nothing. There's no bullet hole in the head.
Like there's no blood. He just faints.
It does.
Right. It's like a fainting gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
they
it does.
scared him with the sound and fall out.
So then Keisha, after killing her dad, she goes to she sees her mom's car and sees a note. I don't know what the letter said.
It was basically saying that she was trying to conceive but never was able to have a child, and then they
adopted her from the maid.
Then they found out the maid was pregnant. It was like a gift, and she wanted to be a good mother. Now that's the thing. It's like she knew.
So she killed herself.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
she said she
herself.
knew. She knew that she was being molested by her dad, and then Sandy also knew that she was being molested by her dad, and she was like, "I knew this, and I'm sorry." Like, so everybody knew.
Yeah. By this time, it's kind of like fuck Sandy too.
Yeah,
because
she knew what was happening.
So the mom already
everybody knew
herself,
and the mama killed herself, and so
then Keisha heads home to Rico, and Rico's playing a video game or something. He hears Keisha come in. Of course, he's talking.
He don't even turn around.
He don't turn around.
Not at all.
He's talking mad thug shit.
Mad cash money shit.
And she's talking all this. He's talking all this shit, and she pulls out a gun, and he faints.
She pulls out a gun to the back of his head.
2 minutes
Pow.
after the gunshot goes off.
Oh goodness!
And then he faints. So of course they don't have no effect. But what we talked about was. I was not satisfied with this part.
Why not?
Right.
Because
he was the son of a bitch bastard.
Because I was like, he did not deserve a shot in the back of the head. His ass need to turn around and see that he's about to die.
Right.
I didn't want him to be surprised that he died.
Yeah.
I wanted him to
say wake up in hell.
You want right. I didn't want him to be like he's playing a video game and suddenly he wakes up in hell. Where am I, Keisha? Where we at? Because Keisha kills herself too after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie goes off.
That's it. This movie.
Yeah, Keisha puts the gun to her head and then it faints and then it just goes off. That's it.
So, like I said, Rico should have got it worse, but whatever. So, favorite
my
character.
Goodness. How can we? You said we.
There is no favorite character.
No character is redeemable.
There's not a single
nobody in this movie is redeemable at all. There's not one character.
All.
I tell you, you know what?
The
you
barber.
know who the only redeemable, the only good character in this movie?
Who?
Was the dude who walked away with that $200 after he poured up that mimosa.
Yep.
All he wanted was a warm glass of milk and some chamomile tea. Some honey.
Every single person in this movie is despicable, and Sandy is not as despicable, but she let this shit happen.
Yeah, I mean, she was trauma. So I mean,
That's
the thing
why
is, they all had trauma.
I mean, everybody.
So it was like rotten in that sense.
Everybody.
But yeah, the trauma was
despicable
real
in this movie.
So
so instead of favorite, obviously we're gonna go least favorite. Who was the worst character?
Man,
in this movie?
that's hard.
Now, that's a hard
one.
Hard. That's a hard one, right
I'm
there.
gonna say. I mean,
so because
you said it. You posted it because there was a couple of pictures. You said they shared on the thing. Rico and the guy from what was it Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the most hated people in cinema right now. Rico is absolutely really
Rico
horrible
was absolutely
person.
the worst. He was horrible through the whole movie.
He made Manziel look like what'd you say?
Like Prince Charming. He made Manziel look like Prince Charming.
So yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I told Tori this movie. She was like, "Should I watch this movie?" I said, "No." Is it violent? I was like, "No, it's not at all. You just don't.
They don't show it.
I said this movie. I said, think about it. She said, "Well, I mean, what is it bad? Like, is it like Weekend Getaway?" I said, "Weekend Getaway is like a Turner classic movie." Compared to
Turner
this,
classic.
Weekend Getaway is that movie where it's like, you know, one of those classic movies like Back to the Future. It's like, man, I could watch that movie anytime it's on. I don't care what part of the movie is on. I'm gonna just probably stop and just let it play in the background. I love that movie. It's very sentimental to me. That's what Weekend Getaway is compared to this movie.
This movie was
this movie is bad.
Did you say this was directed by the same person that did the Dirty D?
Dirty D.
Yes.
Yep. She is clapping back on Facebook.
Of course she.
What's she saying?
That's what she
What's
does.
she saying?
Well, she just saying that she the reason why she wrote the movie
Detroit.
and it's like y'all need to,
Wait,
the reason why it's based off of a book. And the reason why she
Right, that's what I figured.
Did the movie is to tell the story of trauma and stuff like that. And so she was just kind of saying that.
She always getting mad too.
I'm like, can't you take the fact that folks is watching your stuff because you make it so ridiculous? Like that's like
she's
so.
I
mean, like
she's a trip.
I mean, honestly, like, do you want people like, when you make
you can't come in and try to defend
make something this ridiculous?
No.
You cannot think that people are not going to be disturbed. That is your point. And if you're trying to make a disturbing movie, because you think about it.
Don't get surprised when people are disturbed to have shit to
Quentin
say.
Tarantino does not get any, he don't be clapping back at people being disturbed by the stuff that he do, because it's like he makes the shock factor is a real thing that gets people's attention. If that's what you want to do in your directing, you're gonna do that because the stuff in the book you didn't have to show. And so you could have did it differently.
Right. Sometimes people change things.
And some stuff, honestly, this is just as far as creating, some stuff is meant to be your journal and your therapist conversation.
Right. Everything
please don't tell me this is based on a true story.
I hope not. I really hope not. But like some stuff is not meant for mass consumption. You got to be able to edit,
Because I mean, the most disturbing thing was that down when the dog was in the room.
Exactly, that's what bothered me.
She just let it happen. She just stayed open and just let it happen.
Because
why is she participating?
Why is she moaning and crap? Why is she enjoying that? None of that made sense to me.
Yeah, it was.
You can close your legs. You can kick them
but
away.
The dog, I mean, like maybe the dog could bite, and that's a very sensitive space, and so you want to make sure
you don't want to enjoy it.
Well, I mean,
oh my God.
It was a reaction. Maybe she wasn't trying to enjoy it.
That's what the movie tried to make you think, but I'm saying in real life, whatever. I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I don't want to go there.
Josh is disturbed by that dog as I was by them blinds in that other movie.
It was disturbing. And yeah.
So y'all didn't say least favorite character,
Rico.
Worst character.
That dog.
Dog didn't even know no better.
No. That dog ain't no just a little. No,
was it Rico or the father?
Rico. No, fuck that. The father, I didn't really care. By the time he switched, it was despicable what he did. But at the same time, Rico, I spent more time in the movie hating Rico for any of that to matter.
Yeah.
Right, and I said that earlier when we were talking about it because I said that I wasn't satisfied with Rico's death, and I was okay with the father's death. I was like, with him,
right.
Because almost every character in this movie dies.
Like who doesn't die?
And I didn't care when Keisha died.
And I mean, they kind of had to do that because they
best friend. The best
they
friend,
couldn't have continued.
The partner of the firm.
Oh, the partner of the firm did get away.
They
I
all
feel like
live.
the secretary.
Yeah,
the secretary was the least evil of them all.
Oh, I tell you who's my favorite character though. If there is one, that white dude,
the partner guy.
The partner dude.
Oh goodness,
because he just did not belong
not
in this
all.
movie.
Like, why was he there? So, yeah, emergency.
What's this rating? Oh, we don't even have to
said it
what
already.
This rating is.
We know what this rating is.
Trash movie.
This is radioactive.
Sequel!
This is Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. How can you do another movie, Sloppy Seconds 2?
Oh, somebody even posted this. Said, please don't make a sequel to this movie.
Don't make a Sloppy Thirds.
No, please
yeah,
don't.
It couldn't.
What's the opposite of a neck bleed?
Yeah.
Right.
Stomach bleed for me.
Right.
Time travel.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts.
So the movie starts off with her holding a gun, and then it's a flashback. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So I didn't even. I'm looking at it. and I pulled it up. You said what else? That's it.
That's it. I said final thoughts, and we were quiet on purpose. I had. This is what I said in the.
Don't make children with your children.
This is what I said about the movie when I was done. Let me see what I said.
Don't do it.
When I finished it, I said in the vortex. I said I finished it. Fuck this movie, but we definitely have to talk about it.
It was a year. So like at the very beginning, it shows.
Oh, that's right. It said 1 year earlier. That's right. I
remember
that now. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, when they rewind everything because it was showing clips of the movie.
That's how they start the movie off. They show the clips and then it's a 1 year. So it was a whole year.
So all this took a year.
So that still doesn't make it any better.
Well, they didn't portray that well at all.
Well, I think it was mostly when she was dating Rico that probably took out a lot of time.
Oh, because it was a montage?
Yeah, so that could have been like, well, that makes me wonder if a good man would, if that, a lot of time went by with that one.
I guess, but I'm like that. I guess so. Then I guess so. It could have been a year they just been together. The montage, but they didn't have sex until later. That don't make sense based off of Rico's responsibilities.
Man, none of this movie makes sense.
I'm curious about the book. Makes you want to read the book?
No. It makes me never want to read.
Oh my goodness. Was the book based off of a true story?
I doubt it. It can't be.
It's just like a fictional. Why do they write this book?
Right.
It's probably based off a few true stories. Everything in this book is capable of happening, but I highly doubt it all happened like this to one person.
Right. Like for Colored Girls, that's not based on a true story.
They don't have that many actors in this.
A lot of that stuff truly happens for Colored Girls. A lot of that shit could actually happen.
Yeah, it could actually happen, but it wasn't.
I don't think it's based off of just a particular sequence of things that happen to any one person. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, a lot of fiction can come from real life anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's probably just pulled from different news articles or whatever the fuck. Because some pretty sick shit happens out there. But, I mean, fuck this movie.
Yes, agreed. Fuck this movie.
Fuck this movie. Good night.